Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Stop being rude to non-select men, right? Now, I had a young man who I coach. He brought this issue up. I said I was going to address it to y'all, right? He said he was like, Rom, how come these women are so mean to you? If you just go up and say hi to them, right? And, I was just like, because they ain't really thinking. The women ain't really thinking. They actually hurt themselves by doing that. Ladies, if a man sees you as attractive enough to approach you, because understand, most men are not going to just approach every single woman on the streets. You got very few men who actually do that. So if a man see you in anything and he comes up to you and says hi or whatever, the least you could do is at least be polite, even if you're not feeling him. See, too many women, they mean, they gonna bust him out. Even me, I've had that with one woman. She stood out in my mind, right? Downtown DC, a woman I seen around, and I actually walked up. I said, "Hey, how you doing? I always see you around." And she was like, "I don't see you." And I just looked at her and laughed. I said, "All right, you have a blessed day," and just like left it at that, right? But and then it's funny. I would see that same woman around, and she'd be looking at me like, give me a look like, "Hey, you can approach again." And I'm just like, I cut my eyes at her and just let it go at that, right? And if anybody see me cut eyes at somebody, they know that shit look evil as shit. Because I was just like, it wasn't even necessary, right? It wasn't even necessary to do all that. But ladies, sometimes y'all lose out by being rude to a man, because then you create an environment where you actually hurt yourself, and you first of all, you create men out here who all of a sudden, because of those rejections, they start responding by being meaner, crude, or whatever. That's what happens when, like, you get some guys, they be like, "Well, bitch, I ain't want you anyway," and they cursing you out and shit, and the shit could turn violent, right? Like if a man approaches you, as long as he's polite about it, you can be polite too. And you know what, you might, if he's asking, like if he says hi, like a lot of women can get rude if a guy just says hi. If that's all he says, you don't have to be rude. Just say hi back. You don't have to. You can be polite about it. You don't have to like even smile with it, right? You just don't have to be mean about it. Most guys will get the idea. Now, you get some other guys, they might want to go a bit further. You could still be like, hey, talk to him. You know what, if you got a man or something, which most of y'all do, even if it's your side man, just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or if they compliment you, and a lady friend of mine said, do this. It was like, "Hey, you look great yourself," right? If they compliment you, right? Sometimes that's all a man even just want. Just an acknowledgement. Sometimes you can make a man's day by smiling and acknowledgement. He good to go. Most men. Now, you get some men who might go further. Now, as long as they still polite, you could say to them, let them know. If you don't have a man, just be kind of, just say, you seeing somebody or whatever. Or if you just want to be blunt with them, tell them you're not interested. Sometimes if you say it in such a way that's kind of like, give him some dignity, he'll still take it. Most of them. Now, the only time you should be cursing them out or extremely rude is if they approach you on a rude thing. At that point, curse them out. You got my blessings. Curse them out if that's how they approach it. But if they nice and just being cool, just be like, hey, you don't have to be rude about it. Because, ladies, here's the issue. Here's the issue. One, if you create that energy, right? If you create that energy about yourself, yeah, you keeping away guys you don't want, but you're also keeping away a potential guy that you do want. Because there's been plenty of situations where a guy that you would want would see a woman And the woman, I found out from some women they wanted, but then there was one situation I told, she would be generally mean to different guys saying something, but there was a guy, it was a real big social circle. I can't really say where, but where somebody can easily know of somebody. And, she was wondering why one particular guy wasn't hollering, but, and I told her straight up. I said, because you got a reputation of being mean to dudes trying to holler at you. And dude don't want to be bothered. Right? So that can actually help. That can actually hurt you, rather, being rude. And plus, he'll pick up on it. If you got that attitude where you're going to take a man's head off, a potential guy that want to approach you, he ain't going to fight through that. Because he's going, especially if he got something going on. Because most smart guys, I'm going to say smart guys. Some guys still don't get it, but that's why I got the men's channel to holler at them. Most smart guys is picking up something, is looking for something in you that says receptive. But if you walking around looking like you about to take off a guy's head, the guy's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to go over here. Men in general go for low-hanging fruit. They ain't going to fight through all of that. It's like I told this woman one time, we were talking, and she said if I saw a woman at a club or something and she had her arms folded, wasn't looking at me, anything, would I approach her? I was like, no. She don't look like she want to be approached. Well, is she cute in there? I don't care. She don't look like she want to be approached. Because the thing I tell men is don't mess with any woman who hasn't chosen you or giving you choosing signals. And I stick with that. That's why I've had very little drama. I've actually had very little real drama with women in my life. Like the drama I've had, I thought it was drama, but after talking with other guys, I was like, you know what, this shit's minor. My shit is minor. Why? Because I'm like, it's rare I talk to a woman or approach a woman in the street on that level. I say hi to her all the time, though, but on that level, on possibility of getting with her sexually or something like that, unless she's shown some type of signal. Right? So if you walking along, you got that like attitude and stuff, boom. Now I understand it partly because you got some less evolved men out here, so I understand it. But if you still have a situation where some dude's still gonna say hi, you can at least be nice to him and polite to him. As long as he is being polite, that's the key, y'all. I understand the less evolved males, you gotta do what you gotta do. But you got that guy's approaching, you don't have to take his head off. And you can be cool with him. And then, you know what? You make him feel good just being cool. You can let somebody down in such a way where it's cool. Like I say, if you just say, hey, if he try to go further, you just say, no, I can't really do that. Sometimes, then without even saying, if you don't have a man, just say, I really can't do it. If you say that in a way, most men are going to get the idea, right? They're going to get the idea, okay, she got somebody, that's cool. They might be like, yeah, he a lucky man or something like that. Let it go with that. That way you don't allow anything like that. But shoot, when you do that, when you try to do that rude thing or something like that, boom, that's where shit come out. That's where shit come out. And I'm gonna tell you too, sometimes having that energy, that's how some women get those dogs. Because a dog don't care. A dog even look for that. Because they want to fuck with you. And they figured out how to get past your defenses and everything. And, they'll say, you know what? She being a bitch. I'm a dog. That's how they thinking. Right? And like I said, you don't have to be rude to the dude. Just be cool. Just be cool with him. As long as he's cool with you. And trust me, what'll happen is you'll leave a community of men who feeling good about you. Because understand something, if you in any community, any place, any social environment, how you treat that one man has an effect on the rest of the men in that environment. Because if you that type who's saying, hey, how, you still speak and everything, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It ain't always about him trying to get in your drawers and everything. All right? The men feel good, and then they feeling like, oh, okay. They might go to the next woman who they more compatible with, be cooler and everything. But I know a lot of people ain't saying that. It's like, I don't want all these non-select men messing with me. Yeah, but, still, think about something. if that dude is actually complimenting you in a way, if he think enough of you to like get out of his comfort zone and say hi to you or something, right? Especially polite, that takes a lot. So just be like, thank you. Shoot, let it put a smile on your face or something. And like I said, you don't have to deal with, let me be clear on that. You don't have to deal with just any behavior. I'm saying only as long as he's polite. Now, if he come up to you, he acting like an asshole or something, well, you do what you got to do. Like I said, you got my permission, but if he's polite, just be cool with him. All right? Be cool with him. You can let somebody down easily. It's like, that's what somebody said that's the essence of tact. Being tactful, telling somebody go to hell in such a way they look forward to the trip. And trust me, it makes it better all the way around. Right? Because a lot of the behavior of men out here towards women is a reaction to like what some other women did. I want y'all to think about that. Men, unfortunately, I'm saying unfortunately, and this is something I try to address on the men's channel and in my private stuff. Many men allow women to set the agenda. And so for the time being, that's how it's going to be. So you can actually have an effect on men just by being nice. If they speak to you, even a non-select guy. And I'm gonna end with this story. And this is one of the things sometimes a woman could do. Because I remember when I was younger, right? One thing I did it just for a little bit. I'd just walk up to a woman, give her my phone number, and walk away. Right? I would just do that. Well, I wouldn't even write it down. I'd walk up. I'd be like 202-832 2269, right? I hope somebody don't have that number in real life now, but that was an old number, right? So I walk up to him, do that. I hear a woman stop me and say, hold up, baby. Hold up. You can't do it like this. And she was cool. She was cool because I wasn't mean about her or anything. She saw I had a sincere heart, right? And she took me, she wasn't getting with me, and she didn't even need to tell me that. But she just said, you know what, instead of being mean or trying to be funny, and incidentally, no woman ever been funny about it, but y'all know y'all can be. No woman acted funky over it. But she just took me to the side. Hold up, dude. Hold up. You don't even have to do all that, all right? You know, you got to, that's what you need to be doing. Right? She sat me down. We was like in a mall or something. She said, come on, why don't you sit down for a second? We'll talk. She was a little bit older, so she was like, look, this is what you need to be doing, okay? She gave me a lot of game on that. She gave me a lot of game. She was like, look, you don't have to be trying hard or doing some dumb shit like that. She talked to me like a big sister, right? And really, I got that just because she knew how to be cool with it. She didn't get all mad or anything like that. And then, you know, I just soaked up the game she gave me. So anyway, that's all I got for now, ladies. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.